Guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video. Today we're talking about rose fragrances, one of my favorite fragrance genres. Listen, if you had asked me, do I love rose fragrances about 4 years ago, I would have said, heck no. But over the years, I look at my collection and there are so many gorgeous floral fragrances, but I definitely gravitate towards rose scents. I just feel like I'm in my grown woman era, and there's something about a rose fragrance that is sexy, sensual, grown, and sophisticated. There are so many different variations of rose fragrances. It could be a fruity floral, it could be a true rose scent that is bright and fresh, or it can be something really dark and deep and gourmand. So I love floral fragrances and rose fragrances specifically. So that's what we're going to talk about. I got a lot in front of me, so we're gonna jump right in and we're gonna talk about these fragrances. I'm gonna try not to stick to one fragrance too long because this video is gonna be super long, but thank you so much for joining me on another video. Thank you for joining me on Vlogmas, where we are posting a video every day in December. Don't forget to subscribe. I know you guys come back for the videos, but you're not hitting the subscribe button, and I need you to hit the subscribe button. We are on a mission to hit 100K. And we have less than a month to do that. So share this video with all of your fragrance lovers. Okay, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your aunt, your sister, your brother. Roses for everyone. It's 2023. Okay, fragrances are unisex. So share this video with a friend or a family member, and don't forget to leave a comment down below. I want to know, what is your favorite rose fragrance, or floral fragrance, I should say? Comment down below, because I'm always looking to try many floral fragrances. Okay, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I'm going to talk about the one that is so obvious because I want to get it out of the way, and that is, of course, Delina from Parfums de Marley. I cannot do a fragrance about floral fragrances, a video about floral fragrances, and not talk about Delina, because she is literally the star of the show when it comes to rose fragrances. This was my first niche scent, very expensive niche fragrance, and I never looked back. I smelt this and I was like, oh my goodness, where have I been? Like, what have I been smelling like before this? I love this fragrance so much. There are a ton of really complex notes in here. There's lychee, there's rhubarb, there's rose. I think there's peony in here too. There's vanilla in here, there's incense. It's a very complex fragrance, but super wearable and very well loved. Like, it's easy to fall in love with this DNA. I'm not saying that it's a crowd pleaser, far from it, but I know so many people that love this fragrance, and for all the right reason. This is beast mode, long lasting, projecting. It's literally the best quality fragrance in my collection. Like, you can rely that this will stick to you forever. And the compliments, this is a compliment magnet. I always share the story of when I worked in retail, when I first started wearing this fragrance. I worked in retail in the cosmetics department, and there was a gentleman looking for a fragrance for his wife. And I showed him different counters. And the last counter that I went to was YSL, and it was for their private collection. And he was smelling different scents, I was suggesting different scents, and then he said, hold on. You've shown me every single scent and they're great, but what are you wearing? Okay, what is that smell that is coming through the mask and into my nose, and it's just so intoxicatingly good? And unfortunately, they didn't sell it at the retail store that I worked at, and I had to write it down on a paper. I told them, head over to Nordstrom. It's right there, okay? And your wife is going to love you. So that's what he did. I didn't get my commission, but hey, I did the good deed. I know she loved her fragrance. So that is my story on Delina. I love this scent so much. If you're looking for the most perfect, unique rose scent that is just the most classic scent DNA, and it will last the test of time, and so many different age groups love this fragrance, you can't go wrong. I mean, you can't go wrong, okay? And you can get this on Twisted Lily. If you want to use my code, you get 10% off. That code is good all year round. I will link it down below. Many of the niche fragrances that I get from Twisted Lily are amazing. They have some of my favorite brands. It's not sponsored, this video whatsoever, but I do want to mention that I have a code with them. I do make a small commission, so keep that in mind. Thank you for using my code, but you get 10% off. So, I mean, it's a win-win here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, on to the next fragrance, and this is one of my most worn rose scent. I had to stop wearing this year because my bottle is almost done. Okay, this was almost like a signature scent. I layered this with a bunch of different scents, and this is Rose 31 from Labo. Look at this scent. This is a 100 ml. For someone that has over 250 fragrances, when I say that out loud, it's kind of crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. This is a lot. You know this is a favorite. This scent, oh my God. I've only had for 1 year. Oh my God. It's actually 1 year this month because I got this for Christmas. So it's lasted me, but it's almost done. I'm gonna get it refilled for sure. This is a very, almost dry rose scent. It is musky, very musky in the dry down and almost woody in the dry down too. It's not sweet at all. It's quite unisex when I really, really smell it. But something about it gives me like feminine vibes. It's beautiful. And I feel like over time, the juice has just become stronger and stronger and stronger. It's definitely for the girlies and the guys that love a musky rose scent. It's gorgeous. It's very sophisticated. To me, it smells quite expensive and like you're not doing the most, but you are the most when you walk into a room. That's the way that I like to feel about myself. Hey. And I love this one. My husband got it for me, and so it has a very special place in my heart, and I guess that's why I wear it so much. I've layered this a lot with another 13 from Labo, and when I layer them together, the compliments, okay, the compliments are pretty amazing. This layers really beautifully with other lighter, fresher floral fragrances, I find. I don't really layer it with anything dark or too sweet because I really want to allow the quality of this fragrance to shine and not, like, you know, diminish it. But yeah, this is another beautiful, if you love a musky rose scent, super musky in the dry down. Next one is for those that love something decadent and sweet. And this is UJ Bouquet from Lancome. This used to be a hit. I think it still is, but people don't talk about it as much. But probably like 4 years ago, everyone was talking about UJ Bouquet. So I was really excited to get this fragrance. I'm going to be honest and I say I don't wear it as often as I think I would, but it's very intoxicating. It's very rich and dense and heavy. So if you love those like beast mode fragrances that are very like, it's there, okay? You cannot hide from this fragrance. One spray and that's gonna stay on your skin and on your clothes for days. It's that type of DNA. This is a fragrance that I do 2, maybe 3 sprays, and I'm telling you, it's more than enough. This is Lancome's take on an oud and rose scent. There's praline in here, and you definitely get a lot of it. It's a gourmand rose scent for me. It's very heavy, very sweet, very, oh my God, it's just one that takes over the entire room. So you don't need to overspray it. It's gonna last you literally for a lifetime. If you're overspraying this, honey, I mean, good for you. I personally cannot. So this is for the girlies that love a very heavy, sweet rose scent. I don't get much of the oud in here. I don't get a ton of like woody aspects to this fragrance or even smokiness. For me, it's really much the rose, the praline, a bit of spiciness, and very creamy and luscious and heavy. This is this fragrance here. So if that's your vibe, you will really enjoy this fragrance, okay? I'm gonna stay on the topic of heavier fragrances, and I'm going to mention Mancera's Roses Vene. This one over here is another popular one. And I can get down with this one more than I can get down with UJ Bouquet. This is a newer bottle. I used to have this in my collection. My sister ended up taking it and I just got a new bottle. This is also on Twisted Lily and you can get 10% off of this one too. So I'll link it down below with my code. Roses Vene literally smells like sugared rose petals. That's what this smells like, and they're just like stuck to the petals, and it's just sweet and very feminine and sexy. Oh, this has an addictive nature. The opening can be a little bit synthetic to me, I'm not gonna lie. Let it dry down. Let that simmer on the skin. Give it a little bit of a minute, okay? Give it a bit of a minute, and then this smells sexy. It smells so sensual, romantic. This is definitely date night vibes, a little bit femme fatale vibes. Oh, that's so good. And I actually layered it with Fenty Parfum. And I'm telling you right now, if you have not tried this, please layer these two together. They are heavenly. Heavenly. They smell so good together. Oh, it's just intoxicating. It's giving me that bedroom vibes when they are together. Honestly, on its own, it's beautiful. Like I said, it's really like sugar and rose petals, and it smells like a gorgeous, sexy woman in a bottle. You don't need too much of it. This is definitely a fragrance to me that is beast mode. It lasts forever on my clothes. The sweetness just like envelops so nicely on the skin after like an hour. After like an hour, it's like, oh, it's so good. It's like sweet skin. That's what it smells like. Such a gorgeous fragrance. Please try it out if you haven't already. I know a ton of people that already have this one. It's been out for a really long time, but if you love those intoxicating scent that leave a very big scent trail, this is one to check out, okay? It's not your fresh rose fragrance. This is definitely more sexy and alluring. Now let's go on to something a little bit more mature and a little bit more classy, and that is Deja Vu White Flower from Kayali. This one is more of a white floral fragrance, not so much rose stepping out, but I love this one. Oh my God, this smells like silk to my nose. It's so silky and creamy and just addictive. It has such a beautiful scent trail. It just smells like a very elegant woman. This is like elegance in a bottle. If you have a meeting and you just want that like feminine energy to come through, I think this is beautiful. And I know I said it is more on the mature side, but honestly, it's not like vintage whatsoever. It just smells grown. And sometimes you need a grown scent. And oh, it's rich. It's beautiful. It smells very expensive. And I think this is one of the most underrated fragrances from Kayali. Like, this would be on my top 5 when I look at all of my Kayali fragrances. I do have a video coming out with all of the Kayali fragrances that I have in my collection. I love this one. I've always loved it. This is my second bottle and it smells so good. I actually gifted this one to my mom too and she really liked it. It smells sophisticated. If that's your vibe, if you wear a lot of very sophisticated outfits and you want a fragrance that matches that vibe, get this. Please get this. It's so, so good. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Okay, let's go on to a more classic DNA when it comes to rose fragrances, and that is Just Give Me Roses from La Perla. I know La Perla is very popular for their fragrance called Possibilities, and I did have a chance to smell that one, and I felt like it was nice, but like I didn't really understand the hype behind it, to be really honest with you guys. Just give me roses. This one's good. This one is good. This one is a very fresh rose scent, but you get a lot of green in the background and this musky dry down too. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Rose 31 from Labo, but this has a bit more of a sweetness to it. Ooh, my little atomizer just fell off. Okay, we're gonna continue rolling. This has some sweetness to it from the rose. Like the rose is sweeter, it's fresher, it's very wet, while the Labo sometimes is a little bit dry, I want to say. This is gorgeous. It's gorgeous, it's classic, it's elegant, it's beautiful as a signature scent. You don't need to think about it too much. If you love rose fragrances, you're probably really gonna adore this one. I got the smaller bottle and honestly, it's been lasting me quite a while because I do have a ton of rose fragrances, but I love the bottles of La Perla. They're very cute. Possibilities, would I like to add it in my collection? I think I do, but I'm not like, you know, yearning for it. So it's been kind of like on the back burner a little bit. Next, we're going to go to a rose fragrance that is a fruity rose. This is Lamar from Kajal Parfums. Definitely fruity tones in here, but in the dry down, the rose comes through so much on my skin. And that's what I'm noticing with fruity floral fragrances that have a rose note. It just pulls heavily on my skin and I love that. This is intoxicating, okay? It's like tropical rose scent. I get lots of pineapple in this fragrance, but the rose is like the most beautiful, luscious rose, a little bit powdery also on my skin. It gives me a little bit of Arabian vibes. I don't know why, even though this is more like a tropical scent to me, but oh, listen, the dry down is a million times better than the opening for me. It smells a little sexy, grown, mysterious almost, has a bit of a tropical vibe. This is the type of fragrance that you can wear it during the summer, but you can also wear it during the colder months because I find that rose is going to really like warm up to the skin. Oh, it smells so intoxicating. This one has an intoxicating scent trail. If you love pineapple, get this one. If you love a little bit of a tropical sharp vibe and then that rose in the dry down, you have to try this one. Look at the bottle. The bottle is really beautiful. It definitely gets your attention. A lot of details here. I just love it. I think that it's a unique rose scent. It's a really beautiful blend of fruity floral notes, but the rose is what shines on my skin. So that's why I'm including it in this video. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Another one that I really, really love that I've added to my collection this year is a sweeter one. It definitely has more of a crowd-pleasing DNA, so I think a lot of you guys will love this one. Get a sample. They have it on Twisted Lily again. This is Sirens and Sailors from Just Box. This bottle over here, and I was so surprised by how much I loved this scent. I did have a collaboration with Twisted Lily where I created a sample box, and this was on there. A lot of you people, really, a lot of you people, a lot of you guys DM'd me and loved this one, and thank you so much for supporting that collaboration. That sold pretty fast. It did sell pretty fast, so I love that you guys support that. Thank you so much. And it was a really affordable price point to try out a bunch of different fragrances. I love that Twisted Lily does that. This one is gorgeous. This one is more of a crowd pleaser. Oh, I gotta spray it on my other hand so I can explain it better. This is beautiful. This is super wearable. It's boozy. It's floral. You get the rose. It's sweet. It smells so romantic. This is a gorgeous date night fragrance for me. It's kind of gourmand also in the way that it dries down. It smells so luscious. If you've never tried this one and you like a lot of the fragrances that I like, I think you would be pleasantly surprised. And this brand has a lot of really great scents that I really want to explore more of, but try this one out if you haven't. I feel like it's quite underrated. I'll do more videos on this fragrance and maybe include more from the brand because I do find this one is a little underrated, but it is so beautiful. It is really, really beautiful, very captivating to me. It just smells very feminine, sweet, a little creamy in the dry down. It's a fragrance that you don't have to think about. Oh, I have like hair in my mouth. It's a fragrance that you don't have to think about too much, and it just smells really good. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. And it just is one of those like crowd pleasing DNA. It smells really beautiful, very luscious, very wearable. I really, really like this one a lot. Okay. Now, I am also going to include this popular one over here, okay? And it's popular for all the right reasons. I wore it quite a bit during the summer evening, and that is Musk Noir Rose from Narciso, this bottle over here. This is such a beautiful scent. It's okay, I'm gonna be honest, now that I've worn it quite a lot, it's not like, oh my God, this DNA, it's like out of this world. It's quite a simple scent. When you really smell it, it's simple, it's musky and rose and a little deep in the dry down, but there's something about it that really makes it addictive. Like, oh my God. It's also a little powdery on my skin when it dries down, but it just smells very ladylike, I want to say. And it's light and a little airy, but has this depth to it at the same time when you wear this fragrance. So I really like it for evening time. And it smells romantic and a little sexy, like clean, sweet skin with rose petals. It's one of those fragrances that if you don't like anything too heavy and too cloying, you can still wear this one because it's not a strong beast mode fragrance. I'm gonna be honest, it's not that, but it's just so beautiful. And the rose in here is really stunning and fresh and light. It's nothing heavy. It's not too outdated at all. I mean, it's for a lot of people. A lot of people will like this one. If you like musky scents, especially a sweeter musk scent, I think you would really adore this one. So I really, really love to wear this one in the evening time, and I have layered this with other fragrances, and I really love the bottle. I'm glad that I got a bigger bottle and not a smaller bottle. Okay, two more fragrances. Oh, two more fragrances or three more fragrances? Three more fragrances I'm going to talk about, and then we are done. So I am going to mention Radical Rose from Matière Première. This is more of a jammy rose. I don't know the notes behind this fragrance, to be quite honest, but when I smell it, it's very jammy, a little woody, and very intoxicating. It has that kind of nature to it. I don't know where all my papers went. Let me spray it on this one here. And I'm going to describe it the best that I can. Oh, it's fresh. It's a fresh, wet rose. You get the sweet aspects of a rose petal in this scent, but then it becomes a little jammy, a little bit more decadent. Jammy in the texture, but not like sweet and cloying. I hope that really makes sense to you guys. It's a rose scent that has a little bit more of a heavier tone without it being sweet. So it's not just light, fresh, and airy and musky. It has a bit of a heavier tone. I get a bit of a woody dry down also, like a sandal woody, something like that, but it's still quite creamy and slightly green, maybe in the opening, and a little powdery in the dry down. So that is the best way that I can describe this scent without pulling all the notes. It's beautiful. It's one that you can wear pretty much every day. I find you don't really need to reserve it just for the evening. Evening, I probably go heavier handed with the sprays. Daytime, a little bit lighter. This brand has incredible quality when it comes to the fragrances. They're very long lasting. They project really well. And this is a fragrance that I'm going to pull out more during the colder months to see how it performs and how I feel about it. During the colder months, I did wear it in the evenings in the summertime on a cooler day, but I really want to see how it performs in the colder months. So really love this creamy, beautiful scent over here. And now we are going to talk about C'est Noir from Beyonce Parfums. This is her latest fragrance. There's a lot of mixed reviews on this one. I am not a huge fan of the packaging. That's my thing with it, and the marketing behind it. I feel like it fell flat a little bit, but the juice I actually really, really like. Okay, this is my kind of juice. It's more of a mature rose scent. It's a little bit honeyed and kind of smoky, I want to say, in the dry down. I think it's beautiful. I think that it's grown. It's not going to be for everyone. I'll be really honest with you guys. It's not going to be for everyone, but for me, the juice is good. Yeah, it opens up quite bright, fresh, and kind of like a crowd-pleasing scent because there's this burst of citrusy tones in the opening, but it quickly develops and dries down to something totally different. So to me, this is not a complete linear fragrance. It definitely has a little bit of time to develop on the skin. And on my skin, I get like this slightly powdery, dry rose, a little resinous, slightly sweet, and a little bit more mature. It smells like a grown woman. It's slightly sexy too, really nice for a date night scent. And I have layered Saint Noir with other fragrances and it smells gorgeous. I layered this with 7 Virtues. Beautiful. It's beautiful, okay? And I layered it also with MFK's Grand Soir and it added some richness to this fragrance, but on its own, it's how I described it. It's more grown. So if you love the grown rose scent without, like, it smells maybe slightly vintage, but I don't think it smells like super old or anything like that. It just smells more mature. So if that's your kind of vibe, you might really like this one. I have moments where I love that kind of vibe. And last time I went on a date night, this is what I wore and it smelled great. Haven't gotten a compliment just yet, but I do really like the way that it smells on the skin. So just a little spiel on this fragrance. It's not beast mode for me. I don't find it super long lasting. I do have to kind of overspray her. If you're used to beast mode fragrances like Grand Soir or Roses Vene, you're not going to get that from here. I personally don't get it. And then the next one, I talked about Beyonce. Let's talk about Rihanna. This is another rose scent. This one has like magnolia in here. I think there's clementine in here also. I definitely get like this blueberry note. This is a fruity floral, but the rose shine through. That's the thing with my skin. Rose just shines on my skin. I have grown to love this one so much. Like, I was a little bit of a hater in the beginning and I don't know what happened. I got a second bottle and I just love it. Like, this is my dent right now and I cannot stop wearing this fragrance. I also love layering this one. I did an entire video on layering this fragrance with other scents on my TikTok and my Instagram. And if you guys want me to bring that video here on YouTube, let me know and I will do a video actually on layering these 2 fragrances because they do layer really nicely, especially Fenty Parfum. I find that this layers with so many different fragrances and it adds a little bit complexity to the scent. Oh, it's so good. It is so good on my skin. It smells very sensual on my skin. It smells grown also. Both of these fragrances have like a grown vibe to them. And I find that the quality of Fenty Parfum is very niche. Like, it's a complex fragrance. It's not going to be for everyone. It's very polarizing. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. So definitely spray it on the skin and see how you feel about it. If you love more complex floral fragrances, try this one out. It has a bit of a sweet tone to it also. And guess what? Layer it with Love Don't Be Shy and you'll be surprised how gorgeous this smells. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful and I really have grown to really enjoy this fragrance. So that is the end of my rose video. If you guys liked it and saw something new and cool today, definitely comment down below and let me know. I can do a part 2 because, honey, I got more rose scents to talk about. So let me know if you guys want to see another rose scent video. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me on another video. Before I let you guys go, I do have a giveaway for today. Yes, we do. Let me grab it. So for today, we are doing a Fenty Parfum giveaway. So one lucky winner will get the Fenty Parfum, a full-size 75 ml bottle, okay? I already have like 3 backups of this fragrance. So I'm going to be giving away one of these bottles in this beautiful box over here. So all you have to do is be a subscriber to this channel. Obviously, you have to comment down below and you have to go on my Instagram and follow me there and leave a comment on a video. I will leave all of the details in the description box, so make sure you look at the description box, and I'll also pin it in the comment section. So if you want to enter the giveaway, make sure you are following all the rules, and also beware of scammers, especially in December. Many content creators are doing giveaways and there are a lot of scamming going on, so please make sure that when you get a DM about this giveaway, it is from me, or a comment, a reply to your comment I should say. Make sure that it's actually me, because people will create fake profiles and comment as if it's me and ask you for money, ask you to join other apps. I would never do that. I won't ask you for any shipping money, any sort of anything. If it's a giveaway, you are getting it for free. So please be aware, if you enter any giveaway and someone asks you for money, whether it's shipping, do not accept it. Don't send any money. It is a total scam. It's something that happens throughout the year, but in December it's very heavily done. So I really want to put that out there for anyone who enters any giveaways during the month of December. The next one is another gourmand rose fragrance that I really love. I entered into my collection this year, and that is Montal's Crazy in Love. This bottle is insanely cute. This is definitely a sweet rose scent. I think there's brown sugar in this one. There's rose, of course, and it smells so good. I'm running out of paper, honey. Let me just spray it on this one over here. This one is so beautiful. It smells, oh my God, it's intoxicating. It smells very romantic. This reminds me of Rose's Vene, but toned down and fresher. It's like if I took Rose's Vene and something else that's in front of me and blended them together. Like if I took Rose's Vene and Musk Noir Rose, I would get something like that. There's this beautiful freshness and airiness to this fragrance, but then there's this intoxicating, sweet dry down. It smells sexy, playful, romantic, and very feminine. This is like definitely femme fatale vibes again. So if you like that kind of vibe, you're really gonna like this one. With Montal and Mancera, they are sister companies, so quality with them is pretty equal. They are both beast mode, and they last really long on the skin. They definitely have a scent trail, a scent bubble, whatever you want to call it. These are gonna be like, people are gonna smell you when you spray Montal and Mancera. People are going to smell you for sure. The next fragrance that I want from Montal is Arabian Tonka. I really want that. It's in my collection probably next year, not this year. I mean, this year I think I did enough damage, so I'll probably get it next year, but it's one that I really want to get. This just smells so good, and I feel like I want to like layer those two together. For some reason, I feel like they would layer really beautiful. So if you have those two, layer them together. That's just like my thought process. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Ciao! Should I mention this one? The other rose scent that I recently added to my collection is Lychee Rose from Nest. Listen, run. If you haven't gotten this one, go ahead and run. They really did an incredible job with this scent. It smells so good. It does remind me of Delina. Like, they have a very similar vibe, especially in the opening. The dry down is different. The dry down of this one is a little bit more powdery and clean, where Delina has a little bit more complexity to it. But oh my goodness, if you love a beautiful rose fragrance with a touch of lychee, and there's this sparkling opening because it does have pink champagne and raspberry in there. It's kind of juicy in the opening, but then it dries down a little bit more rosy and a little bit more grown and sophisticated. At least on my skin it does. I adore this one. I've worn it out of the house during the colder days, and it lasted really well, and you definitely get whiffs of it during the day, and it just smells so good. This smells a little bit more grown, but a little bit more sophisticated, slightly sexy also, and I think this would make a really nice layering scent too. So yeah, if you haven't tried this one out, I would highly recommend. Nest does incredible fragrances, okay? So do not sleep on this brand. Maybe I will do an entire video with this brand because there are so many gems within the brand. They smell very niche, very high quality, and I believe this is a clean brand at Sephora.